Okay guys, so Bitcoin has been pushing up. The question is, where is this going to top out and when is it going to come crashing down? That is what I'm going to cover today. I'm going to explain and break down this chart so you understand what's going on here. This right here, this yellow line is the FOMC meeting on November 2nd, US elections on November 8th. So I do think it's possible this could have some legs to the upside. And again, there's a lot of factors at play. We're going to cover that as well. Guys, if you like this content, if you want to leave a like, I would appreciate it. And if you'll be notified in future videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Remember, you can access all these live charts on the website, pinned in the first comment description. Also, guys, my copy trading for BitGet, that is up and active. I should be live today. I'm going to cover this as well. You can see I've got 20,000 in this account, ready to start doing copy trading. I'm going to cover that in just a bit. But first of all, I want to show you why I think it's very likely we're going to top out around this orange ring and this blue ring. And what's absolutely crazy is the FOMC meeting is on November 2nd. Take a look at that. This November 2nd is the FOMC meeting, and these two rings that I'm going to show you converge right on that very day. That is the perfect short in my opinion, and I will be doing that short on copy trading as well. So let's recap a few things, guys. If you've been following me, the last video I put up, I was telling you that if we crash, if we have a major drop, the absolute bottom, in my opinion, would be 7K. And I told you I was in a short. I shorted around, right here was, I shorted 19,521. And we had a hell of a drop from that point. I told you that I set my stop around 19,700. If it got above that point, it'd be invalidated. If you want to go back and watch this video, I'll put a link up to it now. This is further into the video where I was explaining why this line was so important. If we're below this line, notice we got rejected here, rejected here. So if we get rejected, we have a lot of downside. However, the reason I said if we push above 19,700 would be negated is because we're breaking above a key resistance level. You break above resistance, that's bullish. So let me show you how this played out. So this is the actual chart. You'll notice, and again, and I'll show you, I made a post about this in Discord. But notice what happens is these orange lines right here says rejection. Notice we hit it, we get rejected, we come down. We hit it, we get rejected, but once you cross it, that's bullish. Same thing here in 2019. We hit it, we got rejected, we came down. As soon as we pushed above it, was bullish. So I was letting everybody know in Discord and Twitter. I mean, we got rejected, right? Came down, we hit it, got rejected, hit it, got rejected, hit it, got rejected. So either we hit it and get rejected again and continue down, or when we cross it and get above this point, we'll push up. Now look at this zoomed in. I mean, I'll show you the actual, I'll just go to the other chart, but I just want to show you, you can see where we pushed up. This is zoomed in on this chart. Look at the accuracy of this chart. So that last video I put up where I was telling you I was in a short. Well, I shorted 19,000, actually, yeah, it was right here. It was 19,688 with a stop loss around 19,700. So at the time, you know, had we pushed above, right? So if we pushed above and held support, it'd be invalidated for more upside. But we did drop. So again, when I took this trade, I was about almost $8,000 in profit. We dropped about 5.21%. I was using 4,000 at 40x. We did push up, but notice what happened, and this is what I was saying. This is a very key resistance level. And if we break above a key resistance, what happens? So that key resistance flips as key support. So you notice we got rejected right here, right? We came down. And you know, I told people to put in a short here. We did hit this point. And that's why I said always use a stop loss. You put your stop loss above in case it pushes up, you get stopped out. So we put in a short here with the stop. We did drop down, so you could have lowered your stop just below entry, or leave your stop where it's at. So if it pushes back up, you lose a very small amount. If you don't use a stop loss, this continues up, you can lose a lot of money. But you can see how this played out. We pushed up, right? Came back down, tested it as support to the dollar. And this is when I made a post in Discord saying, it flipped bullish. We broke above this point, and you can see how much we pushed up from this point. So I do think, the technicals showed that it's bullish, and not to mention the fundamentals, which I'll cover as well. But this is what I was talking about in Discord. And I do share my live trades. So I want to show you what I was showing everyone and what I was expecting. So I was saying, look, if we push up, this was, so it's no longer 19,700. This is a downward sloping line. So when you push up, next point to short is 19,315. The next daily candle, you short 19,234 or 19,145. Once you get above it and hold support, that'd be bullish. And I was making more tweets about it, and I was showing this ring. So when we crossed it, we'd have a drop. We crossed it, had a drop. This is another post showing, look, this is where you would short 19,234, this next daily candle open. And this is what I was talking about. We did get rejected from this point, so you're in profit. So what you do is you enter your stop loss just below your entry. So if it pushes up, you break even, you lose no money, and you stay in as long as you want. Now, it did push back up, you know, and got stopped out. That's how it works. You can see we're above it. Now it flipped bullish. That's why I said, look, bottom is in for now, epic short squeeze. And this is where I was saying, let me make this very clear so there's no confusion. I said in the last video, if we push above the Z1 line, that could be that would invalidate my crash theory, at least temporarily. This could also mean the bottom could be in for now. So that's what I was saying, and when I just showed you, I was letting everybody know. If we break, just like here, we got rejected, we broke above it, that's bullish. Got rejected, broke above it, bullish. We got rejected. If we break above it, that's bullish, and that's what happened. So again, that's what I'm trying to show you. The chart itself showed whether we were bullish or bearish. Once we came back down and tested this as, oh, hold on guys, let me grab arrow tool. Once we came back down and tested this as support, that was when you flip bullish. But you can see how powerful of a key resistance level this was. As soon as we broke above it, we shot up. So again, I do think this has some legs to the upside. And the reason for this is because there's a lot of things that are going on here. Again, the FOMC meeting is going to be on November 2nd, all right? And there's this, somebody leaked something, and everybody's all saying that the Fed's going to pivot. I do not believe the Fed's going to pivot. I believe that this was leaked on purpose because the elections are coming up on November 8th, and they don't want the stock market to crash. They want the markets to look as good as possible before the actual election, which is why I think this could have some legs to the upside. If markets are up, Bitcoin will be up as well. And it's just crazy that the FOMC meeting takes place right on the day these two rings intersect. I'm going to show you these two rings, why these are so important. So I do think it's possible this could kind of go sideways and up. If we do push up, you know, I was short when we made contact with this ring. But I think it's likely we'll push up, you know, up until this point. Then I think we'll top out here, kind of go sideways, and after the elections I think we'll have some downside, and that's where all those downside targets I gave you on these different charts will come into play. Let me show you why this orange ring and this blue ring is so powerful, and why I believe that that will be the top. And this still just blows me away. I cannot believe that that is right on that day. So this is a zoomed out version of this chart, and I just want to show you this. You can see this was back on, and I have this on line drawing. You can't see the actual candle wicks, but this was December 30th. Yeah, December 30th, 2020. So this ring has been support and resistance going way back. You can see it was support here, support here. It was actually support here. You can't see the wick. It was support here. Notice it came up. We tested this as resistance. Actually, I'll put this on line drawing because you can't read on bars or see candles, so you really can't tell. But look at that. You see it. Look at all this support, 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 more support. Came up as resistance. So we know that this is a very key support and resistance level. All right. Now you couldn't find this with the trend line. You know, trend line is a straight line. This is a ring. It's at an angle, but you can see how well price is respecting it. And we have this orange flip circle, which, you know, if you guys have been following me, this orange flip circle has been killing it. We actually use this orange flip circle to call the top. I actually have the other rings disabled so you can't see them. I just want to show the ring that's important, and that is this orange ring right here. And again, this right here is this line right here. This is elections on November 8th. This right here on November 2nd, this is the day the FOMC, that's when they're going to raise interest rates. I'm pretty sure they're going to raise it 75 basis points. I think everybody's expecting that. What I think a lot of people were expecting because of this leak about the Fed doing a pivot, I think people were expecting him to say, oh, we're going to start doing, you know, less basis points, you know, each time. I don't think that's going to play out. Their number one goal is to get inflation under control. And guys, you got quantitative tightening coming up. So again, I believe there's a lot of downside, but what I'm trying to do is find the top. And I just want to show you why this chart is so important. And again, it just so happens, I mean, the markets are pushing up, and we can look at the Dow right here. So the markets are open right now. Well, no, not quite. Yeah, they did just open. So your current resistance right now, but again, this red line is November 8th. So your current resistance for the Dow right now, this could turn around at any time. If it does, and it's possible that it will, we've been pushing up quite a bit. So we could come back down, find support around 31,426. Obviously, Bitcoin's going to retrace a bit, but I do think this has legs to push up much higher. Each one of these lines up here is going to be a point to get rejected. Notice it was support, resistance, 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 resistance. So we know this is the support level to watch. The next one above is right here. But at some point, this is going to top out before the potentially the FOMC meeting and the elections. But I do believe what's going to play out is it's going to be sideways. You know, it might go sideways, do something like this. We might just go up and sideways. And you know how on the FOMC meeting we'll get a large move. So we could get a major pump up into this point, or potentially we could just push up and kind of go sideways. But I do believe that when we hit this point, we will top out, and this will be the absolute top before we start coming down. Keep in mind also the oil reserves here in the U.S. are almost completely depleted, and they did that to keep keep inflation down. If gas prices are cheaper, then inflation is going to be down, because that's one of the metrics they use to determine, you know, their core CPI or however they do it. But now that we've almost depleted all of our U.S. oil reserves, now they're going to have to start buying this oil to replenish it, and that's going to send inflation even higher. So inflation has not peaked. I mean, it stopped a bit, it came down a bit, it pushed up a bit, but it's going to go higher. And if they do not keep raising interest rates and do not keep up with quantitative tightening, it definitely will go higher. So the Fed cannot be dovish. They're going to have to be hawkish. So all of this hype, this pushing markets up, let's take advantage of it. But I'm telling you, it's going to come to a stop at some point. And I'm telling you, I think this is very likely this is a point where it's going to happen. And I will be doing copy trading. So I'm going to show you, again, when I'm going to do scalping with copy trading. But when we hit this point, I'm going to heavy ass short. But you'll be able to find me on Bitget to copy trade me. I already have my trade set up. This is the P1 chart. This is just showing there's a lot of confluence. We push up today. This is where I go in a short. I do think it's likely it'll be kind of sideways and up. Let me cover something, guys. So before I cover copy trade, I just want to show you why we have an advantage over other people. This is I created new charts recently. This is U1 chart. This is on the 5-minute actually. Look at these rings right here. So it gives you an idea, like when you have support resistance levels, and their points too long and short. But how do you know if price is going to top out at that point and start coming down? Look how price respects these rings. Just notice up here, we came up, we topped out this ring here. Notice we came down, we found support, topped out. We pushed above it a bit, but notice we topped out right here at this line where this ring was, 1, 2, 3 times. We came down, we found support on this ring, resistance, came down to this ring almost to the tick, pushed up. Now I've extended you can see these fib channels haven't been extended. This was published a while ago. Notice we came down, we pushed up, got rejected right at this ring and came down. So again, we have an advantage. Look at this, pushed up to this ring, got rejected twice. So using fib channels and using fib circles, we have an advantage other people don't have to know potentially where to enter your short, enter your long. So this is what I'll be doing when I'm scalp trading. But again, when we get to this point, this is where I'm going in a heavy short. And probably what I'll do is when we get to this point, I will you know, I'll enter my short and probably have a stop loss of at least, you know, $400 above, because I don't want to get stopped out, but I'm expecting a major drop at this point. So, you know, you have to risk a little bit to stay in, but I'm very confident because of how strong a support resistance level these two rings have been, and because they just happen to be right on the day of the FOMC meeting. I'm going in a heavy ass short at this point. As for copy trading, guys, so this is my copy trading account. Again, I've got $20,000 in here. I'm ready to go. I will be making a post in Discord and Twitter when I am live, ready for you to actually, you know, copy trade me. If you do go to Bitget, all you have to do is click on copy trade, and then you'll search for my name. And remember, guys, if you want to sign up for Bitget, my link is pinned down in the first comment description. So if you want to get ready, if you want to sign up for the charts, the website's also pinned in the first comment description as well. And guys, look into protecting your privacy. So I'm going to start using VPN. There's like NordVPN. There's a couple others. But look into getting a VPN, guys. You definitely want to protect your privacy. But if you do want to sign up, guys, again, my link's pinned down in the first comment description. I'm ready to go with copy trading. But I just want you to make you aware why I will be shorting this point. It's just too much confluence. Is too much of it. It can't be that. I mean, as a coincidence, I don't know, but all of this confluence tells me that that is the top, and that's where I'm going in a heavy ass short. I will share the trade setups on Twitter and Discord like I always do. So if you don't get a slot for copy trading me, I will give you my entry. I'll give you my stop loss. But with copy trading, I do all the work, and you just decide how much money you'll put in. But I hope that all makes sense, guys. Remember, this could have some legs up, but this is where I'm going to heavy short, and again, just a lot of damn confluence there. But guys, that's pretty much it. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.